Today's city council meeting was a huge hurdle in the recovery for some of the individuals and companies that have been most impacted by the governor's stay-at-home order. And what they did today was approve the Ignite Mobile plan that we presented probably 10 days ago at this point. And the idea was that probably 2.5 weeks ago, we realized that because there were some workers and some companies that were forced to close down, that they had fallen through the cracks and they were not eligible for PPP, nor were their employees eligible for unemployment compensation. And really, when you narrow that down, it came to what we defined as the close contact businesses. And that was the barbers, the beauticians, the nail salons, the tattoo parlors. Anyway, there was a list specifically listed in the governor's order. So upon thinking about that there was going to be nothing that they could do to have any income over a period of time, we started contemplating what can the city do. And so much to the credit of Anitra, Henderson, and some others in the administration, they came up with the idea of let's do a grant program where those who have fallen through the cracks could apply, for a grant. And so then we had to think about, does it need to be a grant or does it need to be a loan? And after going through all of that, we finally realized the grant was the best way to go. It was the quickest way to get them money. And that was part of the idea, was that these individuals and these companies were struggling. And we wanted to bridge that time until they could, start back up. And even though subsequently, now that we know that they're going to start it before we can get them the money, they still have a hole they're trying to fill by not having worked for probably over 2 months. And so with this, what I'd like to do is kind of flip to Anitra Henderson, who I would say has been the quarterback of this whole program, trying to make sure that the finance department, the legal department, and of all of us aligned with this. So Anitra, why don't you kind of pick it up there and talk about the how this is happening, who is impacted, and when it's all going to happen.
Sure. I mean, we have heard from hundreds of businesses through emails that have come through your office about falling through the cracks, not being able to have the PPP or the unemployment. And so we looked at the higher risk businesses or close contact, like you said, those entertainment facilities, those barbershops, those tanning salons that weren't able to receive it. And we came up with the grant assistance program. And what we wanted to do was to make sure that we could get this in the hands of the businesses that needed it as quick as possible. And so we made this as simple as we could to make sure that everyone that was eligible could participate. And so you had to have a business license, a current business license from the city of Mobile. You had to have not received PPP or unemployment, and you had to be deemed by the state order that you were a high risk or close contact business. Once we put that application out, it was very simple. Thank you to all of our departments that helped, like the mayor said, from our legal to our revenue department to finance, and then with the city council's approval, we have started to approve and issue those checks.
So my understanding is that we've had over almost 350 applications.
346 applications so far.
Right, and there's 182 that have qualified so far.
So far.
And we're still going through the process of determining who qualifies, but some will actually receive either a check today or they will have a wire transfer into their account. Is that correct?
That is correct. We started this process last Wednesday. Those who applied as early as the day that we started, we went through that as an organization through the different departments and started to talk through all of the applicants, and then got to the ones who were actually eligible and sent those to our finance department, who is calling them as we speak.
Yeah. So the city council meeting today, a couple of observations were made. One is probably we needed to expand the timeline on how long we can take applications, which we'll certainly do. But it may be that when we get to the $500,000 threshold of money having been distributed, now that may bring it all to an end, and we will work through that over the coming days to make sure that we satisfy the interest of the city council, but also making sure that we have responded to those citizens and those businesses that we initially identified as having the greatest need. So, good day for the city of Mobile, Ignite Mobile. It's going to help some people, and we're grateful for that.